Hey, come see us on tour. I'll be in Davenport, Iowa, Las Vegas, Nevada, Chicago, Illinois, and Grand Rapids, Michigan. Go to jimmydore.com for a link for tickets. So they had a big rally for Jamaal Bowman in the Bronx. When I say big, I mean they had a lot of land for people. In case it was big, it wasn't.
It was Jamaal Bowman.
What if they threw an AOC? AOC was there and Bernie was there, and still nobody showed up. What do you what? So, I mean, I don't know. Why did they? This is it. Bowman, AOC, and Bernie are only able to gather a crowd of about 200 people. If this was just Bernie and it was 2016, this place would be packed. Pro-Palestine protesters are here to call out the squad. If it wasn't for the pro-Palestine, right? So here's a little bit. I'll give you a little video of it. Here's a little video of it.
This country. And it's not just auto workers. Bernie has stood with us in so many ways, from graduate workers who've organized in record numbers.
Spinal Tap had a better turnout. I think that's the same crowd filling service that John Bolton uses. Come on. This is Amy Klobuchar level enthusiasm. This is so they really, if it wasn't for there's some more pro-Palestine. Watch. So there's the pro-Palestine protesters, and they have to put a fence up to keep them out. Isn't that? It's kind of an apartheid rally.
Well, there's not even enough people for apartheid.
There's not even enough people for apartheid.
There's like a half-court apartheid.
Nobody showed up. Did they? Look at this. So here's what Bernie did in 2020.
In 2020, he was getting crowds like that?
Yes.
That's too much for them, I think.
That was in 2020.
But I would think that's 2016.
I'm pretty sure that's 2020.
Why is an independent going in for Jamaal Bowman? That's what I want. Why isn't it this supposed independent Bernie Sanders supporting?
He's not an independent. He's a Democrat. And so here's the same. Now here's Bernie's crowd now. That's what happens when you sell out to people. Mm-hmm. When you tell people, "Hey, are you ready for a revolution?" and it turns into, "Are you ready for a rationalization?" Because So everything I've been saying about Bernie since 2016, this is the proof that I've been right, and all the people who attack me are wrong. And guess who else is wrong? AOC, Bernie, the squad. They're all sellouts. And now you know why it's worse to have people like Bernie and the squad in the Democratic Party, because it gives people the false impression that there's someone in government that's actually going to fight for you. It would be better if they weren't in the Democratic Party and they weren't in government, because then people could give up on the system altogether and we could come together and form a real revolution, the kind Bernie Sanders was talking about in 2016, and we can take our country and our government back. But because they have people like Jamaal Bowman, people of color, people like AOC who pretend she was a waitress from the Bronx, people who do, we have those people inside the Democratic Party who got elected. It gives people still buying into the two-party system. And that's why it's worse. It's worse to have them in there than not. And this is something I tried to convince my friend Chris Hedges of. It's better, it's worse that they're in government. It'd be better to have them not there. Because what we need is for people to get sick and tired of relying on government or thinking that someone in government's actually working for you, so they could give up on the whole thing and we can start a whole new project, and we can organize along class lines. And that means including Trumpers, just like Christian Smalls did when he started the first Amazon union on Staten Island with Trumpers.
I mean,
because it's not left or right anymore. This proves it's not left or right anymore.
Turnout, I'd say
it's not left or right anymore. It's us against them. It's the establishment against us. It's the 1% against that's what this is. It's the war machine. It's Wall Street against everybody else.
It's those of us not being blackmailed.
So they're keeping them. I just love they're keeping them barricaded from a crowd that didn't show up. No,
Is this as confusing as October 7th was to Hamas? Like, hey, nobody's
AOC and Bernie threw a rally and nobody came.
Yeah.
No, it reminds me of their wedding nights. Anyway, come on.
Come on, I bet Bernie lays pipe, man.
Oh, I'm sure he does.
He writes a lot of interesting erotica back in the day.
Oh, remember he would write that? Yes, he did.
Why do women like to get slapped around so much? They like to be choked and slapped. Why is that?
Look at how Russia has been hiring people to not show up.
I know who's behind this.
Look at that. That's the kind of crowd Bernie Sanders used to get. There's the state. That's the kind of crowd he used to get.
Wow.
In the Bronx.
This is the kind of crowd you see bum rushing the border. You don't see it at it.
That's the kind of New York crowd he would get. Now, this is the kind of crowd he gets. That's AOC, by the way. She's up there jumping, up there jumping around, like an idiot.
Looks like she's, looks like she's busting a rhyme out.
Yeah. I say centrism, you say hoop earrings. Centrism, hoops. Centrism, hoops.
When I say skincare, you say lower standards on suntan lotions.
Professor Zenkis says 4 years ago, Bernie Sanders held a rally with AOC in Queens that drew over 25,000 people. Today, both showed up at a rally for Jamaal Bowman, and the place was empty. This is what happens when you make people believe you will fight for them, and then you don't. So, good, Professor Zenkis, good.
They couldn't get Jack Black?
He's been wrong on shit before. I pointed it out, but he's right on this one. So good for Professor Zenkis can get this one right. Good for him.
Maybe would have helped if they didn't have Jamaal Bowman there. I mean, I know it was his rally.
Did they think of flying out Jack Black?
Yeah.
That might have helped sales. Solid show. Maybe have De Niro do a guest spot. Make it a surprise.
Have De Niro improv a few words. That would be worth saying. De Niro sputtering out his message with those two weird.
What's she doing?
Drinking water.
Oh, is that where her water is?
Yeah. A bowl of water.
Carol,
I thought she was eating pussy.
I didn't know what she was doing. Carol Leonard says, "Thank you dear Bernie. Thank you so much for everything you've done. Yours truly, the Democrats."
I misread the yours truly.
Oh, okay. So Do Dissonance put together a very funny 18-minute video. I'll show you a snippet of it, and it shows you how ridiculous. For the many, not the money. Well, the many aren't showing up because they're sick of hearing you lie to them. Bernie used to say, "You ready for a revolution?" Now he says, "Are you ready for a rationalization?"
Is that what it says? Many money? I can't see because I can't afford my prescription. Thanks, Bernie.
For the many, not the money. That's what it says.
I got $1 million. I'm satisfied with it.
Boy, the last time I saw a crowd that big, they were bum rushing the border.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty much every weekend.
They couldn't they even hire some illegal immigrants to stand in the crowd? I mean, come on.
You got them there anyway. You probably just give them tickets and not even pay them.
So let's listen to a little bit from Bernie Sanders.
Hillary Clinton will make an outstanding president, and I am proud to stand with her today.
I wonder why nobody shows up at his rallies anymore.
Yeah.
Let's see. Let's see.
Not as proud as I am of Bernie.
Oh, so proud.
Oh my God.
So proud. Here we go.
Thank you all very much.
So in the next 4 days, do everything you can. Knock on doors, get on the phone. Let us have a great voter turnout. Let's show the billionaire class they cannot defeat us. Let's win this election. Thank you all.
I am asking all Americans, I'm asking every Democrat, I'm asking every independent, I'm asking a lot of Republicans to come together in this campaign to support your candidacy, which I endorse.
And so now you know why nobody shows up at these rallies.
They're playing jump around.
He could enthusiastically endorses the war machine, Bernie does, enthusiastically endorses union busters. And then he tries to pretend he's on the side of workers. He's not. He's on the side of the establishment. Bernie Sanders is an establishment Democrat. No matter what he says. You see what when the rubber meets the road, he tucks his tail, he bows, he bends the knee, he bows his head, and he asks you to support your oppressors. That's who Bernie Sanders is, and that's why nobody shows up. And Jamaal Bowman's the same.
Did you think he was going to go, who didn't send you? Russia?
Okay.
Is there anywhere that they'll be doing a Q&A, answering any questions?
So this is Russell Dobular, and he's asking the campaign staff, hey, are they going to be taking any questions from the press or anything? We're at a rally.
Does he have a child staff? What, are they getting younger and younger?
No kidding, right?
I guess you can't trick adults anymore.
Here we go. Listen to what they say.
From the press?
No.
So they skedaddled out. There was absolutely no way to ask them any questions, believe me. I tried to get to them. It was totally impossible. So that was it. You know, the billionaires, blah, 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 blah. You probably heard the song before. We're going to take on the billionaires. Nothing about Hillary Clinton endorsing Latimer.
So Hillary Clinton has endorsed Jamaal Bowman's opponent. So remember they used to say that, well, because Jamaal Bowman is the incumbent, and they said you should never primary an incumbent who's a Democrat because that hurts the party, that hurts the movement, that hurts everything, because that's when progressives wanted to primary an incumbent. But now that the corporate owned, AIPAC owned candidate wants to primary a sitting Democrat, Hillary Clinton endorses the challenger.
Oh, this is the blowback from not giving full-throated support of Israel bombing the shit out of Gaza?
And so none of those people, AOC, Bernie, Jamaal Bowman, none of them mentioned Hillary Clinton endorsing the challenger. None of them mentioned that AIPAC owns the Democratic Party, and that's why Hillary Clinton endorsed Latimer. The guy's name is Latimer. Nobody, they didn't mention that on stage. They're still cucks to the party. Bernie, even at a rally that Hillary Clinton's on, they don't even mention her name. And that's a great point that he made.
Clinton endorsing Latimer, of course. I'm not going to mention that. So I guess I'll just ask people some questions now, and we'll air that on the show tomorrow. Why do you think Hillary endorsed Latimer?
Because that's what she does. She's a conservative Democrat, you know. She goes along to get along. It doesn't surprise me.
So what do you think about it? No idea? All right, I have a theory.
Nothing. We just love AOC. We don't want to say anything bad about the Democrats.
So she endorsed Bill Clinton. She endorsed Andrew Cuomo. Both ended up being accused of sexual assault of women. Can Latimer be far behind?
Oh, I don't know.
You think maybe that's her kink? Why do you think Hillary Clinton endorsed Latimer?
I don't know that much about Hillary Clinton.
The answer is because AIPAC owns the Democratic Party, just like they own the Republican Party. That's the answer, but these people don't want to believe it.
And he calls himself the leader of Jews for Jamaal?
Jews for Jamaal. Right? Watch this.
Because I regard her as sort of an institutional candidate that was not interesting for me in my politics. So I don't follow her at all. So I have no idea why she was unless maybe she accepts AIPAC endorsements. That's likely. We're putting our finger. I'm mainly interested in peace everywhere, and particularly immediately in the Middle East, and I think AIPAC has made it clear that they're interested in prosecuting the war according to the interests of the Netanyahu administration, which is an intolerable right-wing administration. You know, the state of Israel is fine, but it's a bad expression of their political will to have him in charge. So I see these things nested together, but I don't know anything about Hillary Clinton, so I don't know why she said that.
All right, well, Jamaal in his speech talked a lot about AIPAC, but isn't he running against the Democratic Party, which is basically owned by AIPAC along with the Republicans?
No, he's not running against the Democratic Party. He's running within the Democratic Party. AIPAC is the outside force. And they represent MAGA Republicans. They represent anti-choice Republicans.
Don't they represent Democrats?
No.
They don't represent...
No, AIPAC doesn't represent. He just got done saying that Hillary Clinton's going along with AIPAC. Of course they do.
He doesn't know anything about it.
Then he says, I don't know anything about her.
And then demonstrated that he did know
this
anything.
is called cognitive dissonance, right? Isn't that what this is? Because everyone knows that AIPAC runs the Democratic Party. And he's like, no, they're just MAGA. They're just MAGA.
Well, they're outsiders, but then they pay money to become insiders.
That's how you...
Yeah. Do you remember the woman that we played where she has fed up and she had worked for Jamaal Bowman? That's what I'm thinking of as I watched this.
Yes.
And Chuck Schumer?
No. Chuck Schumer may have taken money from him, and that's to his discredit.
What about Richie Torres?
Richie Torres should be primaried by someone from the left and defeated.
Well, he's being primaried by Jose Vega as an independent.
Okay.
Should Jamaal Bowman run as an independent if Vladimir wins?
No, the Democratic Party does not belong to AIPAC. It's a right-wing interest. I got to go.
All right.
That's it.
Wow.
I gotta go. This line of questioning is making me uncomfortable because it's making me face my cognitive dissonance that the Democratic Party are owned by the exact same people the Republican Party is owned by.
Did he look like Jon Stewart in about 15 years?
Yes, that's exactly what he looks like, and he'll be given the same answers.
He had the same level of knowledge as Jon Stewart.
So those are the pro-Palestine protesters who came here to protest the squad. They weren't there to support them.
Hilarious, because the squad is being primaried by AIPAC.
That's hilarious. They're getting it from both sides.
Between Iraq and a hard place.
Yeah.
Okay.
Canvassing for AOC. AOC.
So these people are canvassing for AOC. Now Russell goes to ask these people. Remember, this is at a political rally.
Mm-hmm.
They're all wearing AOC T-shirts, and he asks them, "Hey, can I ask you if I'm with the press? I'll ask you a few questions about AOC." They don't want anything to do with them.
Yeah, I wish I could see how young they were. Everybody looks. You know what's really creepy is like, oh, the people that worked for Bernie last time, they're all like, "I'm not doing this." And then you see like these young,
you get
sucker
even
kids.
Younger people.
Yeah, you got to find younger and younger suckers.
AOC. Hey, Russell Dobular, do dissonance. Can I ask you a couple questions? No?
No. I thought you were out there campaigning.
It's a strange way to campaign. None of AOC's people want to talk about her. I'm just going to say, it is pretty fucking weird, man. You go to the MAGA people, they're ready to talk to you. They'll explain why. Canvassing for AOC. But they will not talk about AOC.
So Russell went to Trump's rally in the Bronx. He goes, you go there, the MAGA people, they'll all talk to you. They'll tell you, they'll explain to you what they think and why they like Trump. These people don't want to talk to anybody. Isn't that is beyond bizarre. And that shows you why no one's at this rally.
Canvassing for AOC.
Why do you think the crowd is so small relative to what used to come out for him?
Well, Bernie's not running for president. It's not really that day.
True.
This is the Bronx, where there's you don't see as much political activism.
18,000 people showed up at Bernie's rally in the Bronx.
Yeah, anymore.
So this
you mean anymore.
You mean anymore?
You forgot to say the last word. Anymore.
Yeah, you forgot to say. Jesus Christ! Well, listen to his next excuse why there's no one there. Ready for this?
All those factors, it's a Saturday.
It's a Saturday.
A lot of ins, a lot of outs, a lot of what have you.
It's a Saturday. You mean when people are off work? You mean that? It's a Saturday. What? Well, that's when people would come out to a rally because it's on the weekend and they don't have to go to work.
More people came out to protest the rally.
You want to go to the rally? Nah, I'd rather stay home and do nothing. Hey, what you doing? Eating chips. What you watching? Nothing. What you watching? All in the Family reruns. That's what I'm watching. You want to go see fake progressives? No, I'd rather stay home and pick my toenails.
Yeah.
I don't know. I was at the Queens rally. It was enormous. You're absolutely right.
Okay, now listening to a speech, which was very impassioned, there was nothing there to really disagree with. He's talking about AIPAC, but he's not talking about the Democrats that are owned by AIPAC, right? I mean, Hillary Clinton's running against him.
Well, Bernie said all Democrats should reject that money. That's what I believe, too. They are compromised, but, it depends on the contours of the race. Like, if you have Mondaire Jones against Mike Sure. They're both taking AIPAC money.
Sure,
so
right.
You have to just try to compete. And Mondaire has changed his tune on a number of different issues, and his emphasis on a number of different issues, because otherwise, how are you going to win? There's a Hasidic bloc vote in Rockland County,
Well, same in Bowman's County. It's a very Zionist county.
I don't know about Zionists. I know there's a large Jewish population, but I mean, you have the ultra-Orthodox that, I don't know if you know anything about New York 17, but the rabbis are courted by like John Boehner and Bill Clinton at the end of every election. Please, can we have can you have our blessing? Because they vote in lockstep with the religious leaders.
All right. So if Latimer wins, would you support Bowman as an independent candidate?
Would I vote for Bowman? Well, yeah. There's no Republican competition.
This song is way better than the speeches.
I agree.
There we go.
So that was a great. It's a much longer video. It's very, very funny and well done. I encourage everybody to go watch that video at the Do Dissonance YouTube channel.
But they really dug in like Nixon when he felt surrounded by they put like the buses around.
Yeah, remember that?
You could see it's like a bunker thing. Like, don't tell them what our beliefs are.
Yes, yes.
That is loser face if I ever saw it.
Yeah. Hey, could I ask you a few questions with the meet? No,
don't tell them anything. Scientology handles this better.
Yes,
they're less embarrassing.
It's like, holy shit, you guys. What are you embarrassed about? What are you? Why would you be afraid to talk to the media? That always blows my mind. That's why it was so funny when Jill Stein ran for me and Cornel West ran for me for months and months. And
what are they going to say?
And now finally Jill Stein's campaign manager is like, okay, we'll go on Jimmy Dore. Hey, guess what? Don't want you. No, I don't need your bullshit pretend presidential campaign. Couldn't even get on the ballot in fucking New York State.
Well,
the Greens couldn't even get on the ballot in New York State. You guys have been a party for 40 years.
Well, you know what? I haven't forgiven her for making Hillary lose. Hillary supporter told me.
Jose Vega got on the ballot. First time he's ever run. He got on the ballot.
Does she not want to be on the ballot?
I think they don't want to be on the ballot.
Hey, wait. Is these people not supposed to win?
Something tells me you don't want to be on that ballot.
Is this whole thing a farce?
Anyway, they're just such a joke. Hey, guess what? CBDistillery.com is giving Rumble an exclusive offer, and it's huge. Right now, you can get up to 30% off everything. If you have struggled with sleep or stress or pain after physical activity, CBDistillery.com has a targeted plant-powered solution just for you. I love hearing how many of you have seen improvement in your daily life thanks to CBD. So if better sleep, more calm, and relief from discomfort after physical activity sounds good, you should explore CBD. Don't miss this massive sale. Get up to 30% off your order. Visit cbdistillery.com and enter Rumble. That's cbdistillery.com and enter Rumble at cbdistillery.com. Not available in Idaho, Iowa, or South Dakota for some reason. Hey, come see us on tour. I'll be in Davenport, Iowa, Las Vegas, Nevada, Chicago, Illinois, and Grand Rapids, Michigan. Go to jimmydore.com for a link for tickets.